tons of products on the market targeted for chameleons. Some are great, some are not so great. In fact, some are actually dangerous to use for your chameleon. So today I'm going to be going over 5 products that are dangerous to use for your pet chameleon. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I just came out with new merch for you guys. Yes, I have Neptune the Chameleon branded merch already, but this is just Chameleon Keeper merch. Things that we can all relate to as chameleon keepers with super cute sayings. They come in a variety of colors, a variety of designs, a variety of styles, and of course, a variety of sizes. So if that's something that you want to check out, feel free. Hope you enjoy them, and let me know if you end up getting something and send me a picture. Love to see you guys rocking your merch. The first dangerous product I want to talk about are red heat bulbs. Red heat bulbs should never be used for a chameleon. Ever. Ever, ever. Okay? We want to be using a white heat bulb during the daytime, and we want to have all lights off at night because temperatures need to drop, and chameleons actually benefit from that and need complete darkness in order to sleep properly. So if you are using a red heat bulb, just swap it out with a white heat bulb that produces similar temperatures. And then if you're using any sort of heat bulb that produces a light at night, then you probably want to stop using that. So that's the first one. The red light can actually be harmful for their eyes, which is why we want to avoid using it. The second product I want to talk about are compact UVB bulbs. There are so many different types of UVB bulbs, brand of UVB bulbs, strength of UVB bulbs. It just is a lot. Say UVB bulbs 10 times fast. So the compact ones are the ones that are small, compact, hence the name. And we want to be using the long linear UVB bulb. The difference between the two is the linear one penetrates much deeper into the enclosure versus the compact one only penetrates a couple of inches, which is pretty pointless when your chameleon is sitting even further in their enclosure. So then they're not getting any UVB. Without proper UVB and proper supplementation, your chameleon is likely to develop health issues, which tend to be fatal. So it's super essential, super important that you have the proper UVB bulb. So the one that I recommend for a 48-inch tall enclosure, which is the size I have back here and the size recommended for most species, would be a T5 5.0, which if the Reptile brand is the 5.0, or an Arcadia 6%, the T5 high output linear UVB bulb. The 24 watt is usually pretty good because that is 24 inches. That will reach the full length of the enclosure. You can always get one that's a little bit longer, go diagonal. Either way, you've got options. The third product I want to talk about are waterfalls. Any sort of water feature. I've seen like water fountains, waterfalls, all those are not recommended for your chameleon, and it can actually be dangerous because of the high risk for bacteria and mold and things growing inside the water. Like if some poop falls in there, if a dead bug falls in there, or you're just not diligent with your cleaning, it's just a bad idea. Now you could be saying, well, what if I clean it every single day? Then that is your decision. I tend to lean on the side of being a little more conservative and safe when it comes to hearing from my chameleon and giving recommendations to you guys. Waterfalls just come with a risk, and I'd rather just not take that risk. Instead, you can use misters, foggers, and drippers to safely and properly hydrate your chameleon. And I do have an entire video just on hydration, foggers, all that good stuff, so feel free to check those out. Fourth product I want to talk about are fake vines and plants. Inside of my enclosures, you'll find all natural branches, all live plants. And reason for this is because we want to make it as safe and naturalistic as possible. If you're using fake vines, those tend to flake off over time or can just hold moisture and then grow, again, mold, bacteria, things like that. Because remember, we're misting, we're dripping, we're fogging. There's a lot of humidity inside of the chameleon enclosure, and so having those fake vines poses a risk. Again, calculate a risk, and it's up to you if you decide to use them, but I'm just sharing my experience with you guys. And then those fake plants can be problematic, not always, but can if you have a chameleon that eats plants. So none of my chameleons eat plants, so I guess in theory I could use fake plants, but the live plants provide, a natural environment for them, help with the humidity in the case that any of my chameleons do decide to munch on them, then it's safe for them. Veils in particular are notorious for eating plants, and I'm sure some of you are going to be in the comment section and be like, yeah, my veil is just eating my pothos plant entirely. So keep in mind that if you use the fake plants, that could be an impaction risk. So if your chameleon took a chomp of the fake leaf, tried to ingest it, digest it, odds are it's not going to be able to pass it, could have problems, and that can be fatal. I've seen that happen. So just want to say, be careful. My recommendation will always be to use live plants and recognize that using the fake vines and fake plants can be dangerous and comes with a risk. And the fifth and final thing that I want to talk about are enclosures that are too small. All right, I've been seeing way too many like 12 by 12 by 24s or 18 by 30s. The recommended size for a veiled panther Jackson's chameleon is 24 by 24 by 48 inches, 2 feet by 2 feet by 4 foot tall. And that size is appropriate for any chameleon that is 3 months old or older. So I have a really hard time with people saying that they should have baby enclosures or smaller enclosures because it's a small chameleon and then grow them into larger enclosures. Neptune and Venus have both been in their exact enclosure since they were like this big, little nuggets. So having those smaller enclosures makes it very difficult to regulate your temperatures, regulate your humidity, and provide healthy, correct UVB and temperature gradients because you're working off this much space versus this much space. So having that high UVB, low UVB, high temperature, low temperature is going to be really difficult when you're only working with a limited amount of space. Not to mention chameleons are arboreal, which means they are tree climbers and need lots of space to climb around, lots of coverage to feel safe and secure, and that can just be very difficult to do with those smaller enclosures. So I suggest that you upgrade your enclosures as soon as possible and take advantage of my discounts. I do have quite a few discount codes, discount links, so then you guys don't have to be paying full price, because I know once you buy that smaller enclosure, it's really difficult to justify dropping another couple $100s on a larger enclosure or the correct UVB bulb. But at the end of the day, you have to have the proper care with the chameleon. The reason why they get such a difficult reputation and are considered advanced species or advanced reptiles is because the margin for error is very small. So people often ask me, like, how long can I keep my chameleon in the chameleon kit with the improper UVB and improper enclosure size? The reality is you need to try and move them to the correct care and correct enclosure as soon as possible. So I hope this video was helpful, hopefully so you can avoid making these mistakes, avoid buying these products. But if it is the instance that you already have them, then I hope you now understand why it's not a good idea to use them and can then go get the correct thing. So as always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave any questions or comments down below. Feel free to subscribe so you don't post a new video, and you can follow Neptune and all my chameleons on social media at Neptune the Chameleon. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Let's get into the video. That was so bad. To be used, obviously. I still don't like that.